What's up, Riverside? I'm your host, Jan Kadrinusu, and welcome back to the first ENN episode of the year. Today, we'll talk about some of our fall sports, upcoming test dates, talk to a few cadets about their summer, and also talk to a couple new faculty members. Catch all this and more on ENN.
Oh, Tolio!
We had the time to sit down and have a chat with a few cadets about their summer. Let's check out what they had to say. Welcome back, Baker. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm amazing. We're just going to ask you a few questions about your summer. First thing, what is something interesting you did over the summer?
I went to the beach at a seaside with Cadet Talmazzini, and I also went to New York with my mom, and I visited West Point.
What is one goal that you hope to achieve this year?
This year, I definitely want to improve my athletics. Now, I feel like I could get a little bit better.
All right. Anything else?
Be ready to national champion.
You know, I'm really just pumped up and excited for this school year. I feel like it's going to be pretty, on point and hooah. And I think that we're going to have a great year, guys.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Welcome back, Mr. Ladder. How are you today?
I'm doing fantastic. How about you?
Amazing. So let's get right into the interview. I'm going to ask you a couple things about your summer. Is that all right?
That works.
So what is something interesting that you did over the summer?
I drove out west and I went on to climb some of the biggest walls, like rock faces that the U.S. has to offer, through Colorado, Wyoming, Idaho, Utah, all the stuff like that. Just going on big alpine adventures with a lot of people.
Did you go with anyone from Riverside?
I did. Actually, a former cadet, Anthony Legaspi, traveled with me on some of my adventures this summer. It's like the Lone Peak Cirque of Utah, which is just a glacial cirque with a lot of rock, and yeah, but mostly just people outside of Riverside.
That's amazing. And is that something you do very often?
It is. Actually, this weekend I'll be traveling out to North Carolina to climb some big granite.
That's amazing. And what is one goal you hope to achieve during the school year?
During the school year, I hope to graduate class valedictorian, and I hope to win a second state champion in wrestling. As you can see right there, got the bling on. All right.
Cool. Great. Thank you for your time, Mr. Welcome back, Mr. Zong. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
So we're just going to get right into the interview, and I'm going to ask you a few things about your summer. Is that fine?
That's fine.
So what is something interesting that you did over the summer?
I visited my home country after a 4-year lockdown they had. I got to see grandparents, relatives, and just overall sightseeing in China.
And how are you feeling after a 4-year lockdown, like you said?
A very nostalgic feeling. I haven't been there so long. I grew up there. It's just a overall nice feeling.
And do you plan to visit more?
I do.
Great. And what is one goal that you hope to achieve this school year?
I hope to get accepted into the colleges I have applied to, and maybe lucky enough to choose from the ones I've applied.
Great. Thank you for your time, Mrs. Owen.
Thank you.
As fall rolls into northern Georgia, so comes opportunities for sports. We are proud that the Raider team is looking better than ever. They'll be competing next weekend, Saturday 9th of September, at Lumpkin County High School in their first meet of the year. Make sure to wish them good luck, and if you are able, head down and show your support. Along the lines of that, our football team took on Walker High School last Friday. Unfortunately, the score didn't reflect the game too much, but we did have a couple standout players. Those were Jalen Freeman, Zion Millhouse, and Nathan Modisette. We will now have a short commercial break.
With the Riverside school year starting up again, we tend to rush towards the weekends, and when we rush, we tend to drop our phones. Luckily, Riverside has you covered. With the new Riverside phone ring, branded with the Riverside logo, you can now comfortably and safely carry your phone wherever you need to go. The price starts at $8, so come down to the Cadet store and grab yours today.
Juniors, you have an upcoming ASVAB test on the 13th of September and the PSAT on the 18th of October. All seniors will take our in-school SAT on October 11th and ACT on October 17th. Make sure you're preparing for these and doing the right practices. Head to Khan Academy and start their practices right now. ENN crew member Juan Lambert had the chance to sit down with two of our newest faculty members. Let's see what they have to tell us.
My experience comes primarily from Bob Jones University in Greenville, South Carolina. Though I did dual enrollment during my high school years at Middle State, Georgia, my official terms for my education is a bachelor's in history primarily. I have familiarity with 2 years teaching overseas in China. The students there, my 9 p.m. would be their 9 a.m. And I taught mostly U.S. and global history over there. They have a desire and a love for Western history that they seek to implement upon China. My goals for the school year is ultimately to make sure that the middle schoolers are to be an example to the upperclassmen, not the other way around.
I coached at my most recent high school experience was at Mill Creek High School. I played basketball in college. I've always been involved in youth sports. But yeah, that's my most recent experience. Athletics are an extension of the classroom. Athletics were first introduced into schools as a way to teach life skills, and so I feel like there's a very important education going on the basketball court. I like to use the term student athletes. Character's got to be displayed in the classroom first, and then we're going to talk about leadership on the basketball court. If you're having problems in the classroom, you're probably not going to be one of my leaders on the court. Every failure is an opportunity to learn. I want to win as bad as anybody, but yeah, you got to look at what we could have done better in a loss. Yeah, absolutely. I look for maximum intensity. That's going to be one of the keys to success for us, I believe.
I'll turn it over to Adrian Mormon for a quick weather update.
Hello Riverside, I'm Adrian Mormon with your ENN weather today. I hope you're having a great week. Today, Friday the 1st of September, there will be a high of 83 and a low of 68 with a 0% chance of rain. There's a very high UV index, so make sure you cover up and use some sunscreen. Tomorrow, there will be a high of 87 and a low of 65 with a 7% chance of rain. There will be a high rating of humidity for the day and next week, which is around 65%. Let's take a look at next week's forecast. There will be a high 80s and 90s throughout the week, with lows in the upper 60s. It will be mostly sunny this week, so make sure you stay hydrated and are dressed appropriately to the weather. But with that, there's still an average of 30% of rain this week, so be prepared with an umbrella. That's it for this week of ENN Weather Forecast, and I'll see you next time with more updates.
We had a great summer, but the school year is knocking on the door again. So let's make this school year a great one. That's all we have for this episode, and make sure to tune in next time. I've been your ENN host, Yan Kerinigufu, signing off.